Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today our group will present a case study on the solar Suria Berhad special order decision analysis. And today this is our management team that will be present the case special order analysis to the board.
Hi everyone, so I will present our company overview. So Suria Solar Berhad was founded in 1998 and listed in 2008. It is one of Malaysia's leading solar panel producers based in Shah Alam. Our main product is the EcoStar 400 watt panel, certified internationally and known for high efficiency. We also provide inverters, mounting systems, and maintenance services. Financially, the company is strong. For year 2024, revenue reached 88.8 million with a 26.7% profit margin. And production capacity is 25,000 units per year, but only 18,500 were produced, leaving 6,500 units available. So this excess capacity is crucial in evaluating the special order we will discuss later. Let's move to the industry overview. So the first one is Malaysia's solar sector is growing rapidly. Under the National Energy Transition Roadmap, the country targets 70% renewable energy by 2050 with a solar as the main contributor. Installed capacity was 8.3 GWP in 2024 and the country also aiming for 24 GWP by 2035. The second one is the Program Perumahan Hijau Nasional, or we call that as PPHN. Launched in 2023, it requires solar panels in new public housing. Green Build Infrastructure, Suria Berhad was appointed to manage procurement with a demand projected at 120,000 units between 2025 and 2028. The first phase is a 5,000 unit order offered to Suria Solar Berhad, our company. For this slide, we will discuss about the problem statement. So, on 12 March 2025, Suria Solar received a request from Greenbuild for 5,000 customized EcoStar panels at RM3,500 each, and it's totaling RM17.5 million. The order requires UV coating, co-branding, extended warranty, and certification. But the challenge is that RM3500 is slightly below our full absorption cost of RM3520, suggesting a loss of 100k. However, this raises the key question: is the order truly unprofitable, or does incremental costing show it creates value? Another issue here is our capacity. So our coating line can only handle 3,500 units. So 1,500 must be subcontracted. These financial and operational concerns form the basis of our analysis.
Hi everyone, my name is Nabilah. For section 4, I will explain the cost behavior analysis for Suria Solar Berhad. Cost behavior analysis is important because it helps management understand how different types of costs change when the production volume change. This information is essential before deciding whether the company should accept the Greenbuild special order. First, costs are divided into variable and fixed costs. Variable costs increase according to the number of units produced. In this case, the variable cost consists of direct materials of 1,250 ringgit per unit, direct labor of 650 ringgit, variable manufacturing overhead RM400, and variable selling expenses of 240 ringgit per unit. On the other hand, fixed costs remain unchanged regardless of production volume within the company's relevant range. These include a fixed manufacturing overhead of RM680 per unit and fixed selling and administrative expenses of RM300 per unit. Based on the company's cost structure, the total variable cost is RM2,540 per unit, while total fixed cost is Rm 980 per unit. Therefore, the total fuel absorption cost is 3,520 ringgit per unit. Next is cost volume profit or CVP analysis. The company earns a contribution margin of 2,260 ringgit per every unit sold. Using this information, the break-even point is calculated at 8,022 units, meaning the company only needs to sell 8,022 units to cover all fixed costs. However, the company is currently producing and selling 18,500 units, which is well above the break-even point. This is also means the company still has approximately 6,500 units excess production capacity. Therefore, the fixed costs have already been covered by existing operations. As a result, accepting the special order will mainly incur additional variable costs, allowing any extra contribution generated from the order to increase the company's operating profit. In conclusion, the cost behavior analysis shows that Suria Solar Berhad is sufficient capacity and a strong cost structure to support the green build special order. This analysis also forms the foundation for the relevant costing and incremental analysis that will be discussed in the next section.
Hello and greetings to everyone. My name is NurulHana binti Mahyudin. My metric number is 2026581687. Section 5 focus on identifying the costs that are relevant to the decision. Before deciding whether to accept the green build special order, management must distinguish between relevant and irrelevant costs, because only costs that change as a result of a decision should influence management's judgment. The relevant costs include direct materials, direct labor, variable manufacturing overhead, UV-resistant coating, co-branded packaging, enhanced warranty, certification, project management, and the Nova Code subcontracting costs. These costs will only be incurred if the company accepts the order. In contrast, fixed manufacturing overhead and fixed selling and administrative expenses remain unchanged, regardless of the decision. Likewise, selling commission is excluded because this is a direct order from green build. Therefore, management should base its decision only on relevant costs as they determine the true incremental profitability of the special order.
Hi guys, my name is Faris and I will present section 6, which is incremental analysis, which is evaluate whether the green build special order should be accepted. The objective of this analysis is to compare the incremental revenue with the incremental cost while considering only the costs that will arise if you accept the order. Fixed costs and sunk costs are excluded because they remain unchanged regardless of our decision. Since Suria Solar Berhad has available production capacity, accepting this order will not affect our existing customer sale or create any opportunity cost. The order involves 5,000 units at a selling price of 3,500 ringgit per unit, generating a total incremental revenue 17.5 million ringgit. As this is an additional order, the entire amount is considered incremental revenue. On the cost side, the total incremental cost is about 13.335 million ringgit. This consists of 8.435 million ringgit for in-house production and 3.975 million ringgit for subcontracting for about 1,500 units to the coating capacity limitation, 300,000 for order specific costs such as customized packaging and extended warranty, and 325,000 for one-time costs including tooling, certification, and dedicated project management. Therefore, after deducting the incremental costs and from the incremental revenue, the company will earn a net incremental profit of 4.165 million ringgit or approximately 833 ringgit per unit. Although the offer price of 3,500 is slightly below the full absorption cost of 3,520 ringgit, the fixed cost included the absorption costs are not relevant for this decision. Therefore, we recommend that Suria Solar Berhad accept the green build special order. For the section 7, which is focused on our production capacity analysis and subcontracting decision. Although Suria Solar Berhad has sufficient overall production capacity, the main constraint is line C, which is responsible for the UV resistant coating process. Under normal operation, Line C can encode about 3,000 units. However, through schedule optimization, reduced machine change over time, and preventive maintenance, its capacity can be increased 3,500 units. 3,500 units for this special order. Since Greenbuild requires 5,000 units, there's still a shortfall of about 1,500 units. To overcome this bottleneck and ensure the project is delivered on time, the remaining will be subcontracted to Nova Code Senior Berhad at a cost of about RM350 per unit, resulting in an additional cost of about 525,000, which has already been included in our incremental cost analysis. As shown in the production allocation summary, 3,500 units will be quoted in-house using Line C, while the remaining will be quoted externally by Nova Code. This approach allows us to fully utilize our available capacity, avoid delays to existing customer order, and successfully fulfill the Greenbuild contract within the required delivery period. Therefore, the subcontracting is the most practical and financially sound solution. In summary, subcontracting is not a sign of insufficient production capability, instead a strategic decision to overcome the quoting bottleneck while ensuring on-time delivery without disrupting our existing operation.
Moving on to the next slide, which is Section 8. A good business decision should remain reliable even when business conditions change. Therefore, sensitivity analysis evaluate whether our recommendation is still appropriate under different scenarios. Firstly, based on the price sensitivity analysis, the minimum acceptable price is RM2,667 per unit. Since Greenbuild is offering RM3,500 per unit, the company is expected to generate an incremental profit of RM4.16 million, providing a 31.2% margins of safety. Secondly, the volume sensitivity analysis shows that even the order quantity decreases from 5,000 units to only 2,500 units, the company would still earn approximately RM2.1 million in incremental profit. This demonstrates that the project remains financially viable even under low demand. However, management should continue monitoring key assumptions. If production costs increase significantly, product capacity becomes constrained, or market demand change unexpectedly, the incremental analysis should be reassessed before proceeding with the contract. Overall, this finding indicates that the recommendation is financially resilient under different pricing and demand scenarios.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Najihah and I will present to you section 9 regarding the qualitative factor. In order to accept the special order for the Greenbuild, we have to take factor on the qualitative side that will impact our company when making decisions. And from a strategic perspective, the order is actually important because it may strengthen our company position within the PPHN procurement framework and create access to the substantial future demand. And in addition, the project is actually aligned with the broader Madani Greenhouse agenda, and therefore it will actually contribute positively to the company credibility, ESG standing and long-term strategic direction. And even though the hybrid production structure actually introduce some operational complexity, but the order actually remain feasible within our current workforce and capacity conditions. And finally, the order actually carries some social and ethical value because it support affordable renewable energy solution for the lower and the middle income household. And therefore, the qualitative assessment find that it provides strong non-financial support for the recommendation to accept the order. Before accepting the orders, we also do some risk assessment, which we found that it was assessed as moderate. But we also have some highlight, which is for the main concern, which is the Nova Code quality non-conformance and delivering delays. And this risk is important because they may affect our product quality, warranty exposure, and also the completion of the production. But they also can be reduced to strong controls in contract, inspection procedure, supplier coordination, and contingency planning. While the other remaining risk is actually capacity pressure, material cost escalation, pricing precedence, but it also actually manageable through planning and contract safeguards. And therefore, we find that the risk assessment actually does not override the strong financial case, especially that we will get 4.16 million incremental benefit.
Now we should move outside to recommendation. Based on the overall analysis, management recommends accepting the Greenbuild special order. This recommendation is supported by both financial and strategic consideration. From a financial perspective, the project generates an incremental profit of 4.165 million ringgit, while the offered price exceeds the minimum acceptable price by 833 ringgit per unit, providing a reasonable margin of safety against future cost fluctuation. Furthermore, the company currently has sufficient unused production capacity. Therefore, accepting this order is not expected to displace existing customer order, meaning that opportunity cost remains insignificant under current operating condition. Beyond the immediate financial benefit, this project also offers substantial strategic value. Successfully delivering the greenfield project strengthens Suria Solar Berhad's position as a potential preferred supplier under the PPHM program, creating opportunities for future government procurement and supporting the company's long-term growth strategy. Nevertheless, management also recognized that business decisions involve uncertainty. Therefore, before proceeding, management should verify production capacity, confirm updated 2026 cost estimates, obtain confirmation of the Nova Code subcontracting quotation, secure certification approval, and ensure that appropriate contractual safeguards are in place.
In conclusion, we advise that the Board of Directors to accept the proposed Green Build special order for 5,000 units, as it is actually financially viable, operationally feasible, and strategically beneficial to our company, Suria Solar Berhad. The incremental analysis also demonstrate that the order would generate additional revenue and a net incremental benefit of 4.165 million after considering all the relevant costs, and thereby confirming that the order create economic value for our company. And beyond the immediate financially return, the Greenbuild special order also offer a long-term strategic value by potentially position our company as a preferred supplier within the PPHN procurement framework, and with the extra access to future demand estimate at 120,000 units over the year of 2035 until 2038. And I think that's all from our side. Thank you for listening, and we hope that the Board of Directors will take the consideration to accept the special order based on our comprehensive analysis and presentation just now.